Hey friends, welcome to the channel. The Barnstormer here, and I just wanted to talk to you about my weekend at the 2025 Cubs Convention. Now, for those who don't know what the Cubs Convention is, it's basically the start of the 2025 season. It's where like-minded fans get together once a year in downtown Chicago, and it's been going on for as long as I can remember. Now, this is where management talks about the coming season. There's interviews, seminars, autographs. There's even auctions, and there's even something called Harry Karaoke. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy my time there. So the first thing I saw going into the lobby was John Benedek, who is one of the organists at Wrigley Field. He really captures the mood at Wrigley, and he also captured the mood at the convention. I'm really glad he was there. I'm so happy that he was able to play, and more on this later. He seems to have a really good voice as well. So this part is on my way walking up to the opening ceremony. The opening ceremony is basically where they introduce all of the players, kind of a little bit of a kickoff. Everybody is pretty excited at this point, including the players, the owners, and everybody basically. So this is also where they introduced the inductees into the Cubs Hall of Fame for 2025. And I mean, if you live in Chicago and you're a Cubs fan, you already know this, but Derek Lee, D. Lee, and Sammy Sosa was invited. Now, Sammy Sosa, he always puts on a show, and he was very loved at at the convention, and he said he'll be back. So if he didn't make it this year, there's probably a good chance he'll be coming back yearly. So with that, I really can't. I really don't want to show the or play the audio or anything like that. I don't want to get in trouble by anybody. But hopefully, just having this on might give you an idea of what it was all about. At this point, this is when the festivities were starting. This is where the news crews started coming out, and you got to see some of the players coming in. It was actually really cool. I stayed in the back. The crowd started to get to me a little bit, so I decided, you know what, I think I'll just stick in the back a little bit. I can still see what I need to see. I can still have fun and that sort of thing. So Sammy came out, and the place went crazy. I mean, absolutely. It was 21 years since he was here. His number's 21, and I'm sure that had something to do with it, but it was just a lot of fun to see him again. After Sammy Sosa was introduced, there was a number of other players that were introduced as well. There was a complete list of almost all of the 2024/2025 players were there, or at least most of them, and also a bunch of stars from the past. It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed myself. So, at any rate, what I did next is while there were still people upstairs on the fourth floor, I decided that I'm going to go downstairs and just see what I can see when there's no crowds. So ultimately, what I did is I went down to the lower floor, and this class. It's called the Master Class of Cubs Archive, and it is really fun. Uh, but uh, but what I did is the doors were open, and I did ask for permission, and I started to after I asked for permission and they let me in, I took video of all of the cool artifacts that was on display in the basement in the lower level, and it was so much fun. Obviously, if you've ever seen a video on this channel, you know that I love history, but the history that was there, it was amazing to see old jerseys, old baseball bats, see the crates on how they shipped equipment out to the players while they were on away games and that sort of thing. Also to see the documents, it was so much fun for me, and there was literally nobody there. except for me. Now, I say that, but I will tell you this: the Cubs are pretty good with security, so they let me in, and they smiled when they let me in. But there was always about 2 to 4 security people behind me. I don't care about that. I think it's important that they protect the archives, uh, but I didn't want you to think that they just let anybody in there or anything like that. There were people watching me, and they were pretty close to me too. But I didn't put them on the video. I didn't think that was appropriate. This was my favorite part of that tour in the basement. I got to see the trophy, and I was within 1 foot of it. That was amazing to me. And it was just me and the trophy, well, and the security guards behind me. I loved every minute of it. The next thing I did was I went to Ryan Dempster's Off the Mound, which is basically a talk show. I think it's on the Marquee Network, or at least it was. That one was, and he interviewed a bunch of the players and a bunch of the big names, including Derek Lee, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Sammy Sosa. I had no idea how entertaining Ryan Dempster was. He actually carried that show really well, and just the way he introduced people and he made people feel comfortable and how he got information out of them, it was amazing. So I doubt Ryan Dempster is actually listening to this or watching this, but if you are, he did an awesome job. My next stop was to go down to the shopping and autograph area. If you saw in the beginning where there was like this maze thing, that's where you would stand in line for all of the autographs. On the other side of that is where the teams were. All of the minor league teams were represented, and you could get a hat or get baseball cards there if you wanted, or even talk to their teams as well. Now, Pat Hughes was also in that area on Saturday. I got his autograph and I got to talk to him a little bit. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun for me. All right, guys, I don't know if you could hear this or not, but this is actually kind of cool. They're going to start here in a minute. Listen in the background. Just listen to this. Well, there you have it. That was my experience, or at least part of the experience of a Cubs convention. If you're a Cubs fan or a baseball fan, I think that's a really good one to go to. I am not going to go to the White Sox one this year, but I'll probably go to that one next year. So I like to try to represent everybody in Chicago. At any rate, thank you so much for watching, and if you've made it this far, I would really appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe, and I hope you have a great week. We'll talk soon. Thank you so much.